Hello, hello, hello there, my crafty buds. It's your crafty bud Peggy, and welcome to Stormy's Imagination Station. Guys, I filmed the first half of this on the new cell phone, and I don't know what happened. Anyways, I'm just going to give you a run through of what I'm doing, and then we're going to turn the page. Guys, I've used these fabric placemats for this. Isn't that pretty? And I took the back off of this because I thought it was like that papery stuff and that it would crumble, but it's not, guys. It's a wool blend fabric. I love it. I'm going to use those extra cutoffs for pockets. Now, guys, as I was saying on the front, I always bring more than I need in here, so I have a lot to choose from. I've got different kinds of these kind of doilies for belts and stuff, appliques I can cut off, doilies, little appliques. I've got beads, jump rings, wires, this kind of bling trim. I've got some stick pin findings here. I've got some stimens, some jewelry pieces that I like to break up. I've got a couple of pretty flowers that I want to use throughout the book. Different kinds of laces and trims, just whatever you guys got. If you want to do a craft along with me on this, you can look at what I'm using here and then stop the tape and go get what you have. I've got this kind of pearl trim that I may use. I did give a shout out to KS for You, which is the only place that I get my vintage baby roses from, guys. I love their flowers over there at KS for You. Can't say enough about them. I know I'm not affiliated, like I said, but you know me, if I find something good, I let you all know about it. I've got different kinds of trims here. We use this kind of roll trim. I don't even know what this is called. It doesn't have a name on it. It's Offray ribbon. That's what it says, but this is like lacy. I really love it. I used that on the front here. I've also got some of this boho trim. This is the fabric stuff that just keeps going and going, and it's got pieces of sari trim mixed in it and stuff. I love this stuff. Again, lots of laces. I brought out some wedding pieces that I have that are cut up. Aren't them gorgeous? And I'm using some shimmer sprays, guys. I'm using the Tattered Angels on this in golden salmon and plum purple is what I'm using, okay? And I'm just going to stick with those colors. I have my sewing owl because we're going to sew the binding on this. I've got some pieces of sari trim. Isn't that gorgeous, y'all? God, I love that stuff. And then I have this beautiful lace dress that was that I either found that at the Sally or got that sent to me by Sis. I can't remember which. Anyways, I want to cut some of that off, possibly. I have some pearls. I've even got some of these tiles, you guys. These different kinds of little tiles. You know, you can use stuff for what it's not supposed to be, but look at the colors on that. Isn't that awesome? I just love that. I thought I might add those. I've got different kinds of trim here. Look at that one. Ooh, I think that's perfect. I've even got some Christmas balls here. You know, I may use this on there. You don't know. Different kinds of trims and cordings. I have some stringed pearls, and I've got some of these porcelain stimens here. And just different kinds of laces and stuff. But like I said, I like to bring too much, so that way I have a lot of stuff to choose from, and I don't have to get up. I found a piece of this beautiful velvet. Isn't that pretty right there? Oh, gosh. And guys, that's what I've done. I've got my E6000 in here as well as my fabric tack, which is what I use. That and E6000 gets used for everything. I've got wire cutters, jump rings, head pins, stuff like that for making little beaded items throughout the book. What I'm doing is making a Gypsy Queen book, guys. So now I'll get down to showing you what I did so far. Again, I used a placemat, cut it in half. And I found this beautiful fabric over at the Salvation Army. It was a curtain, satin curtain, and it's got little rose buds on it and stuff, and I used that as the start over that. And then I used some of this crystal bling up the side there. I also used this gold trim again all the way around it, front and back. And see, this has a natural beaded trim on the bottom that come with this curtain. The image on here, I just love her, guys. I cut her out and I burned the edges on this. I layered her up on a piece of burlap and then some sari underneath that. The flower, guys, is just one of these fabric flowers that I had like this. It was one of them chrysanthemums or whatever, and it's fabric, and I just took it apart and hit it with those shimmer sprays right there. Some of the pullings from the burlap I also layered up in between it, put a couple of leaves back there, and a cut off from the saris layered under there, and a beautiful gem front. Don't y'all love that? The middle of that went to this. It was a 3-piece set, but I love that on her forehead, and this has actual some movement down there on the bottom on this. And this here was a necklace piece that I just cut these off of to adorn the corners of it. Guys, I used some of the Cast For You roses here, porcelain diamonds up the side, a piece of this corded trim that I have, and then we made this big stick pin. I have a couple of these big long ones here. They're like 6 inches, and we went ahead and made a stick pin for that. And that's the front and back, guys. So that's where we're at right now. So I thought I'd come on in here and try this again, catch you all up. So if you want to pause and start on yours or whatever. Now, guys, I went through the mill on chunk chains on this. I've made some of my boho beads, but I didn't like that one on this book. Then I've got this beautiful one. Well, I don't like it on this book. So I ended up finding, this is a beautiful necklace that was broke. Isn't that gorgeous? And what I'm going to do, guys, is fold it in half and fold it in half again and attach it off the side here. Whoops. I think this will just be gorgeous with that, don't you? I just love that. And then I made a special boho bead. Y'all know I love to make my boho beads, and this is one I made with the gold tops on there and a little dangle hanging off of it that I'm going to nestle in the middle of this. And that's going to be the chunk chain on the side, but I'm going to hold it over to here for now so that we can turn the page. So this is what our Gypsy Queen is looking like so far. Then as I turn the page here, this first page, we're going to do a big lace flower, I think, and plant it right here. That's the page we're going to work on right now. This is some of the images I have, guys. I just printed these off on the laser printer in there. Burned the edges of them, and I'm going to start putting doilies in behind of them. But these are the images that's going in the book. And then we'll do one of my snippet rolls inside here, and the big flower, like I said, we're going to do next. Okay, so that's what we're doing now. So, that said, I think we're going to start layering on this page. And each one of these has a pocket, guys. I left the tops open on these so that these can be like a little treasure book. And I'm thinking about putting these in my eBay store, guys, and I'm going to include a beautiful gypsy style necklace, or whatever theme book I make is going to come with a free necklace for whoever buys it. So that's what I'm working on. So anyways, that's a catch up. Now, let's see. I think I just want to jump right in with some of this beautiful misted red. Now, this is some of my shimmer mist that I've done. You can't really see it, but it's got a faint shimmer on it down here. So I think this is what I'm going to use, but I really don't need this wavy edge on this. You know what I did? I knew it. I always bring too much, but you know what I forgot to bring in here, guys? The dadgum scissors, okay? So I'm going to pause this, and I'll be right back.